click on this. All right, so let's start.
Okay.
All right, so what is the topic that we have discussed in the message DM also, that this topic would be like open source community and DevOps? Yeah.
Yep.
And the things that are mostly, you may know that I have released the 60 Day DevOps challenge, and I faced some challenges that how can I make this video make it like what you can say that how can many people watch it even if the videos are released completely. So how can I promote them? And yeah, so these are the questions. And after that, how can I contribute to the open source, because I'm beginner in it, and a lot of I didn't find some of the issues that were good first issues in the Kubernetes. I searched, but I didn't find that, and yeah.
Okay. These are all good questions, and I'll say just in general, because of following you on Twitter, you're very, very active. You're doing a lot of really good things, and with some of those actions, you're planting seeds for long term. So I understand that there are short term metrics. We want to see as many views as possible, as many interactions as possible. But what you're doing is that you're showing people that you're taking this very seriously, and that you're documenting your journey, and that you're very invested in this. And if you don't, and I see that you're making a really big effort right now, just be mindful that this is a long-term thing, and you want to protect your time and also have free time to relax, and not always because there's always stuff happening, but you'll find out about it. And so that's one thing. I think that with everything that you're doing, I just opened your GitHub with 60 Days of DevOps. This is really well organized, and I think that I think it's a solid format in terms of building an audience. So when we build an audience, we're always thinking about personas, right? So who are the people out there that are going to benefit from this? So who are they? We can think about demographics, about their age, their location. Then we can think about psychographics in terms of their personalities. We can think about, I can send you a template for this too, about key elements that you want to be keeping in mind regarding what are their motivations, what are they trying to do. So in this case with DevOps, they want to learn these technologies to be able to get a job, an internship, things of that nature. What are their frustrations? Maybe the resources they find could be too complex. There's a lot of content out there. So what is it that you offer that's unique? These are things you can ask, you can sort of reflect and think about on your own. But, how is it that you are going to be different from the other content creators that are out there? And with that in mind, like I said, looking at this though, it's pretty good. And I'm sure you're well aware of, a lot of the other folks that are out there that have done, things that might be somewhat similar, whether it's, Anais, who did I think 90 days or 100 days of Kubernetes, Michael Cade, who's done, a series of, about DevOps, other folks that are out there in the ecosystem, seeing some of the things that they do. It's not that you have to copy it, but if it works, it works. And so there's no need to be too creative in terms of how you approach this. I think that like I said, you're interacting with people like the team from Monocle. I was actually talking to someone from Kube Shop today as well. So meeting these folks is good. On the side related to contribution, I also understand, and to be honest, this is something that internally in the CNCF, like ambassadors, we're talking about, like, how can we make onboarding easier when people arrive, so that, as you said, finding those first issues, finding a project that's going to make you motivated and be interested in participating. For that specifically, one project that's got a fair amount of attention, and where a lot of folks have gone that are beginners, is the Cloud Native Glossary. I'll drop the link right here. You probably know about it already.
Yeah, so translation to different languages of the language.
Yeah, so the localization project is definitely part of that. A person who I had the pleasure of having as an intern on the Data on Kubernetes community, one of our first interns, is Kunal Verma, and
Kushwaha.
No. Kushwaha as well, but there's also Kunal Verma. So right. I don't worry, but I definitely know Kunal Kushwaha quite well. But Kunal Verma, he's been very involved in the glossary project. Is an extremely friendly person, is very hardworking, and he might be able to provide some ideas about some different places where, like I said, where you might want to get involved. With the contributor perspective, a lot of times what we tell people in the CNCF is that, like, the best way to get involved is to get involved. And even if you attend meetings and you don't understand what they're talking, if you say, like, I just want to come to listen, they'll be fine with that. Like, that's okay. Like, they don't expect you to be an expert. And then you can say, I would like, it's always helpful. I tell folks, try to read some documentation before you arrive, try to get a little bit of a feel for what they're doing. And then it's much easier to attend the meetings and say, oh, I have a question, or I'd like to know more about that. And I think you already understand that. I guess my question is, what are the technologies that you find most interesting? What are the projects that you've seen that have really caught your attention? What are you looking to do in the next, let's say, 3 to 6 months?
So basically, I want to start contributing as soon as possible. And that's what my goal for this 2023, so that I can contribute more and meet a lot of folks. And if possible, I should attend the conferences also. And I have submitted some CFPs, call for proposals. So basically, these are the things that some of the things are preventing me, like the travel and the things. And I made a video about the KubeCon and the CNCF, that they are providing you the scholarship. But when I contacted them, they said that you need to first of all afford these. You need to first of all pay for the flights and these things. And I mentioned in my video, but for person who is not able to afford this, let's say the dollar price is not the same as in my country. If you take a look at the dollar price, $1 is equal to in my country 200 rupees in Pakistani, so that will be really expensive for me. So these are the challenges that I faced, but I'm searching for these conferences that can pay me, or that can give me scholarships based on my expertise, or all the things that they are requiring. So after that, the most important thing that I have kept in mind is to first of all start open source as soon as possible, because getting involved in the community is better to be at first, or to start early. And I'm doing it on my part-time and working on the project that that is ProCTL. If you know about this, this is the project that I started after the 60 days DevOps challenge. So I'm applying those technologies, like making containerize and using starting from the beginning. Like I'm working on the development side, and then I will continue on and go to the DevOps tools and use it in this application. So these are the two things that I'm currently doing, like the project, and the part-time is the open source contributions. So apart from taking meetings, so these are the extra things that I'm taking, like with you or with other people. So I told people, I asked from people that whether should you have a chat with me, so they accept it, and we talk for each other. Yeah.
That's very good. That's very, very good. And I, like I said, I understand is that, like, you're very proactive, you're very, very motivated, and so it's normal that you want to do stuff, you want to be places, you want to you're making the effort, and a lot of other people out there are making an effort, but your discipline and your structure is very impressive. Like I work with a lot of young people, there's mentoring or internships or stuff like that, and not many have done or are doing or will do what you've already done. And so, like I said, your actions very much speak for themselves. And then it's a question of who are the people that are going to be most likely to be able to help out. So a couple of things there. I mean, I imagine Saim from Cloud Native Islamabad.
No, so I don't.
Oh, you definitely need to meet him. Because he, the thing is that he's organizing KCD Pakistan, and I'm also one of the co-organizers. So he's definitely someone you're going to want to have on your radar.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go. There we go. So yeah, so he's very active. Did you submit a CFP for Kubernetes Community Days, Pakistan?
No, I saw that, but I didn't submit that. Yeah, I saw that.
Please do, because the deadline I think is tomorrow, but I think they're going to extend it until Monday, and they're looking for people to submit. So I would definitely keep that in mind.
So is it virtual or should I have to go to Islamabad?
No, don't worry. I think you can. No, you can do it. Plenty of people I think are going to do it virtually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, how much of a distance is that between one place and another?
Let me show you a map.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that you can better understand it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let me show you my screen also, so that you can.
Okay,
know.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So here, as you can see.
Alrighty.
Yes. I have spent 2 years in Islamabad and I know about it, but the travel is not that much. What you can say, the space is not that much small. If you take a look at this, it will take 10 hours.
Yeah, that's a long drive. That's a long drive. Okay, what about flights? How long does it take to fly? Like 2 hours?
Flight should be afforded, but I cannot afford it. Sorry about that.
Oh no, I'm just curious. But I'm just curious. Wait, is the nearest? How close is the nearest airport?
So I have to move to another
where you
city. That will take 3 hours to get into the flight.
Okay.
So the airport is not present in my area. So yeah.
Okay. If you can look into the flight costs, let me know. All right, because I think that, like I said, I can ask. You know, what I mean, I can't guarantee anything, but I can ask. No, I'm serious. I'm not joking. Depending on the cost, we could talk to sponsors, we could talk to other folks, because I think that you should be there. I think it makes too much sense not to happen. And I think it's a nice story that we can build into this, because you're extremely passionate about this. And I think it would be very unfair to at least ask. Like I said, we can just ask and see what's available. But yeah, take a look at that and let me know as soon as you do. If in any case, at any rate though, check out the CFP, submit your proposal. The other thing, what I can say too, is that I'll talk to Simon, but it's a very normal thing when these events are happening, that in the weeks leading up to it, you want to make as much noise as possible. You want to do some promo, some talks online and different kinds of things like that. So I think that could be a really good opportunity for you to be involved as well. And anyway, so I think we can look at that. I can think of other folks that I know too that are in Pakistan that I've had on our live streams. One who is really, really good is Ali Kahoot. And he's an AWS community builder. I just sent his link. Very good speaker, very knowledgeable, very good trainer. So like I said, that's a good person. Another person who I believe is going to be involved in this, I have to double check because we're quite a few people in the organization. Is Salman Iqbal, and he lives in the UK, but I don't know if he's originally from Pakistan or his family is, but a very, very nice person. And he's also a Kubernetes trainer. He's really good. He works at, you may have heard of Learn K8s. Oh gosh, sorry, 1 second. Too many tabs open. So Salman, he has like a full-time job at AppVia, but then he also teaches Kubernetes stuff at Learn K8s. So that's another person who's going to be involved in KCD Pakistan. So like I said, take a look at the CFP, get something submitted. If you want to ask for advice before submitting it, you can ask me, I can ask Saeem, whatever. You can ask him directly. You can just reach out to him on the CNCF Slack, and he'll definitely be interested in talking to you. If you want, I can introduce you, but I don't think you need me to do that. You can just say, hey, I talked to Bart, and I know that you're doing KCD Pakistan.
I'll share this video, and he will know better about it.
Yeah. No, I was in a meeting with him yesterday with people from the CNCF, so don't worry about that. So anyway, I think that can be helpful, because like I said, I think you're doing a lot of really, really good things. The next thing we need to figure out is which project is going to make the most sense. It's very good that you're transparent as well too about your, what you're comfortable doing. Because some people are like, I want to do Kubernetes. And like, do you have any idea what Kubernetes actually is? And it's like, oh, not really. But it's like the energy level is really high. But then it starts to drop down when you say like, okay, I need you to read this. I need you to watch that. I need you to take a look at this. And, these things take time. And I know that you understand that because you've built this entire, this wonderful thing on GitHub and are very, very active. So I think that, like I said, no, but it's impressive. Like, and the story of how you've done that, that's a really cool story to tell. All right. Because you did this all on your own. And that's super impressive. Like I said, I talk to content creators and all kinds of people all day. And I know how much work this takes, right? Like it's a lot of work and a lot of discipline.
So one approach that basically worked for me, one of the approach when I was creating the 60 days DevOps challenge is that I was creating a hype before releasing the 60 days DevOps challenge. And
you did a good job with that too.
Yeah, and I was talking about that. Hey friends, I have created this video. I have created the 5th video, 6th video, 7th video, and everybody was asking that when will you release these videos because we are waiting for them. So I was constantly talking about it, but I had created a hype in the community that what is this thing that he is creating? What is so that helped me to gain 2,000 followers in just 2 months, and that also helped me to went from 80 subscribers to 800 subscribers in 2 months. Yeah. So
once again, it's really good, man. And those metrics, like if you show people that like this is what you got, like they're going to be impressed. All right. So like I really, like, trust me, as someone who's been in this ecosystem now for a while, like you're doing really, really cool stuff. The question is, like I said, at the moment, what are the things? It's really important to think about what are the things that you find interesting. And then based on that, it's kind of like we can look here, we can look there, we can put you in touch with this person or that person. There's always going to be a little bit of trial and error. Maybe it doesn't work perfectly on the first try. That's okay. It doesn't matter. But I think that there's, like I said, I'm happy to follow up with you at any point in time. But I really think the question is, yeah, I understand. You want to start contributing. Then which project is going to make the most sense, right? Is it going to be Kepton? Is it going to be Argo? Is it going to be Kubescape? Like, are you interested more in, the networking side of things, the security side of things, the, application, developer environments, developer experience? Like, what are the areas that you find most attractive? And so based on that, it's like, okay, well, Bilal, you already have some knowledge about this. Now let's go take that and take it to the next level. That's kind of how I see it. So I can't tell you like this is exactly what you should do. I think it's just reflecting a little bit about who are the people. There are lots of different Kubernetes influencers, and I've already named some. So you probably Anais already, yeah. Or have you? I'm saying, have you? Sorry, I'm on another screen, so I can't see you. So can you just tell me? I imagine that she's a major one. Then
yeah, I know about her.
Yeah, Alex Jones. He's really good. Oh gosh, 1 second. No, I don't know why. Let me do that. Skunkworks, maybe, is that better? Just thinking about other people that are out there who have content related stuff. So Alex's YouTube channel is called Skunkworks, and you also have David Flanagan, Raw Code. He's another one. Another one is Michael Cade.
Yeah, I talked with him just 2 days before. Yeah.
You're on top of everything, man. It's impressive. So yeah, Michael Cade is another one. One that's I would say maybe a bit more high profile is Victor Farsich. He's very good. Creates lots of videos on YouTube. So he's good.
Yeah. David followed me also because I don't know about him. So Cube Hurdle, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that
And he's giving us some kind of conferences in which I asked that whether it will be either the scholarships will be available or not. So they didn't respond me yet, but I am waiting for them. And the thing that you asked me that what path should I take in the Kubernetes, because it's a huge project, and I tweeted about it also that it contains 77 repositories, right? And
Yeah.
and basically the problem was that for me as a beginner, that what should I go to that. And you asked me that whether you are interested in security or networking. So I'm not interested in networking or security. I'm more interested in the development side, in the command line. So these are the things that attract me the most. I'm not a good designer. I don't like the designing stuff. And yesterday I talked with the Monocle team members, and they asked me some of the designing, the application that they are modifying, and what are the designs that they will implement in the app. So I was really bad at it. So although
That's okay.
yeah.
You don't have to be. That's okay. I mean, all that stuff's fine.
So I was really nervous in that talk because I'm not a good designer. I didn't do any these kind of stuff. So I'm more likely involved in the development stuff. So these are the things that mostly attract me, and I love these things. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. That's okay. And once again, it doesn't have to be, perfect match or things like it. And it's good just to be honest. Like if somebody asks you, like, are you good at design? And be like, well, actually, no, there are other things that I prefer to focus on and that attract my attention more. So yeah, I think that's okay. But like, it's a very big ecosystem. There's lots of stuff out there. And so it's just a question of what's going to make most sense. And there's no wrong, decision to make here. Whatever you do, it's like you'll get to meet some people. If you say, you know what, thank you so much for your time. I think that I'm not ready for this, or that I'll get back to you in the future if I think it makes sense. It's no big deal. Like I said, okay, so it's good that you know what you're not interested in and that you have a pretty decent idea what you are interested in. So doubling down on that, researching projects, maintainers, other contributors, things of that nature, then studying a little bit, getting familiarized, and then, reaching out, seeing when their meetings are, seeing what's going on, and then finding out how you can help. And like I said, it's totally fine for a few weeks if you just go to the meetings just to listen, and then you can talk about what they've done, what you learned in the meetings on Twitter or whatever, because that's good for them. That there's like a feedback loop of people raising awareness. They always want more contributors. So if people are out there on Twitter, on LinkedIn saying, I attended this meeting, these are the people that were there, this is what I learned, if you'd like to get involved, please come join us. That's great. That's a contribution. Like that's the thing, there's technical and non-technical contributions. What you're doing, your ability to raise awareness and get people to pay attention is really good. And some people might be amazing at writing code, but if they don't have the communication skills, they definitely need people like you. So like while you're working on the technical part, you already have this communication part pretty well established. You are very active on Twitter, and I would say almost too active. You should take some breaks. As someone who spends too much time on Twitter, but yeah, that's like I said, I think that
You're praising me a lot.
No, but it's easy to focus on the things that you're not doing and forget the amazing things that you are. All right, like because you're like, I really want to do this, and so you see this big gap. This is not happening, but Bilal, there are a lot of things that are happening, and I see them every day. So that's why I think give yourself credit for the amazing job that you've done. Let's think about next steps, concrete stuff. Get your CFP, contact Saim, let him know what CFP you're going to submit so that he can say, hey, maybe you want to adjust this a little bit here or there. And like I said, I'm sure he would love to have you help collaborate to raise awareness about the event so that people know about it. And in some way, we can, set something up to do a live stream or a panel or something like that at some point. And it would make absolute sense for you to be there to ask questions. So I think that's a nice thing that we could do. Other things before we wrap up? Any questions? Other things we didn't cover? Stuff that we didn't mention? Anything?
So yeah, the question was covered, and you mentioned a lot of resources, and first of all, thank you for mentioning these resources. Yeah, and basically, When I start this, when I'm tweeting about all the things that I'm sharing on Twitter, the thing that I'm missing in the is that what should I give? When should I give more time to the project that I'm really contributing to or really working on? Currently, I'm working on the Pro CTL project, and I didn't made a video. I didn't make a video for 2 days or 3 days. So these are the things that really felt that I'm not doing things continuously, and I have not written a blog for 2 weeks. So these are the things that really feel that I'm falling behind somehow, just because of the Twitter and just because of the conferences and the videos that I'm taking part in it. So my main goal is
that's not a problem.
Yeah. So my main goal is to basically do good in the development, in the DevOps, more in the technical work instead of me working on the, let's say, in the non-technical stuff. But I'm more interested to do technical things because that's what I like about it.
So do that.
So whenever I miss these things, I'll feel really bad about these things, that I'm not contributing these real technical skills.
No, but Bilal, like, did someone send you a letter saying you have to do 15 blog posts and 40 videos a month? No. I mean, like, I understand that you see like, but remember, the people that you're following on social media, like all these people that, are very well established, they've been doing this for years. They work in companies where they have support and personal assistants and editing teams and all these other things, infrastructure that's set up to make sure that these things happen. You don't have to worry about that. What I would say is that you can decide every month, make a monthly plan, being realistic with your time. How much is reasonable? All right. I'm going to dedicate this much time to technical stuff. I will try to do one blog post, one video. Less is more. All right. I've done 170 live streams for the Data on Kubernetes community, and it was way too much. And nobody asked me to do it. I just did it because I was like, I need to do this. It got to the point where we were doing 5 live streams sometimes in 1 week, multiple times doing 2 in the same day. And it's a lot of work. And it is provided results, and it's given me a lot of contacts and things like that. Like it's all great. But going back, if I had to do it all over again, I would not do so much. All right. Yeah. Less is more. Focus on the quality of the stuff that you're doing and not just the quantity. Don't feel like you have to do anything. What you have to do is take care of yourself and make sure that you're, like I said, establish some goals. These are my goals. Based on my goals, I'm going to do actions that are helping me get there. And like I said, there is no obligation to do a video every week unless you decide that that's something that you want to do because it makes sense. But if you need more time to focus on the technical stuff and get that experience, and then you can share your knowledge and you can make videos and you can write about that or whatever. But get the knowledge first. Your brand is not going to disappear. People know who you are. You can spend 20 minutes less on Twitter every day and 20 more minutes reading, studying, doing the technical stuff. Program your tweets so that they just go out automatically and you don't have to do it in the moment. Decide when it's, a good time for your audience to do that kind of stuff. These are the things that I would keep in mind. Once again, you're doing amazing stuff. It's going to go well. Trust the process. You've done a lot in a short period of time. And if you keep it up, good things are going to happen. I have no doubt.
So one last question, if you want to.
Yep.
So basically, when I don't do some things like the technical stuff for 1 or 2 days or 3 days, I lack a lot of ideas about tweeting these things because I really like tweeting about the things that I'm doing or the progress that I'm making instead of just writing the motivational quotes. So I don't believe in these motivational quotes. So basically, I want to write something that is basically that I have done in this day or this week. So when I don't do these things in in 1 day or 2 day, I lack a lot of ideas about tweeting stuff. So what you suggest that what should I write in the tweeting or just comment people? So
just don't worry about it. Like in terms of tweets for like a company, you tweet once or twice a day. You know what I mean? And that's it. And also, once again, thinking about your audience. What is the information that is important and helpful for your audience? That goes back to developing the personas. So knowing who it is that you're trying to talk to, folks that are more or less your age, a little bit younger, that are working on DevOps projects and things like that. what are the things, resources, ideas that are going to be helpful for them. And then look at your metrics. Which tweets get the most engagement? Based on that, that tells you this sort of tone, this sort of style works best. So like I said, let the metrics inform you. Be data driven. So check your tweets monthly to see which ones perform the best, and that will tell you, okay, this is something I could possibly do again. Other ones that don't perform so well, maybe just bad luck. It could be a lot of things. But let the data help you make those decisions. I'm sorry because I got to drop because I got my next call. But to be continued, Bilal. Wonderful talking to you, and have a good Friday.
Just take a picture with me. Sorry.
You got it, man.
All right. It took.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Take care, man. Bye-bye. Cheers.
Goodbye.